something goes wrong, we could fly with one. And finally, we're essentially gliding. So we could always turn down our engines and just glide down to the earth. So another thing I would like to say in the end that basically we want to make all these technologies available for civilians. Everything has been in use since war.
So to recap, we designed a plane that's safe because we have engines that we can control, as opposed to the current engines we use, which when failed they have to be shut down permanently until we fly back, because we are generally a glider, which means that whatever happens we can fly down. We use materials which are new, which are strong, which are economical, and which show increase in use, which also shows that they have perspective and that they will be used in the future.
And let me just ask you the same thing that somebody asked you during your presentation. Do you know why the birds sing? Because they fly. We want to bring the flight to everyone. We want this first to make available for some, maybe 50 people. But in the end, it will lower the technology, the price of the technology, and in the future, everybody should be able to go to space. Even my own grandma, who's 90 years old. Why shouldn't she see space?
We thought it's there. We wish to change the way you think about life.
Yeah, and so that's it.
Thank you. Do you have any questions?
How do you think, how it would like function? Is it like good to use solar panels with that speed and
that's the only one thing is acceleration. So if you go slow enough to that speed, it won't matter that much. There will be some inertial load, but since we are having problems more with the temperature rather than stress, we could maybe enforce the germanium-based technologies, for example, which are more resilient to high temperature.
Also, as Balkan mentioned, at such high altitudes there's less oxygen, which means that there's less friction, and the efficiency of solar plates increases drastically. And that's currently why we don't use solar plates, because they aren't very efficient.
Even like commercially available off-the-shelf solar panel, well, it wouldn't suffice for this because of its mechanical properties, but if you were to take it into exosphere, it would increase in efficiency like 100 times. So this, for example, we could also, in some final solution, we could protect this during the initial launching phase. But this is...
Thank you.
Zove mi Jovanu Petrovića, ako možemo.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'd like to introduce my team. Here is Tigić Miloš, He was the lead designer for propulsion and safety measurements. I was the lead designer of the whole design of the plane and the materials. So you like to start with propulsion and safety measurements.
Okay. Propulsion is a big problem for such plane. So we decided to use hybrid propulsion. In fact, we decided to use turbofan engine and electromagnetic propulsion, that is ion propulsion. We have two engines of each, and we are going to use turbofan engine to take off, to go outside atmosphere, and then we can no longer run on those engines because there is no air. So there, outside the atmosphere, we are going to use electromagnetic propulsion. Electromagnetic propulsion needs energy, which we are going to provide by solar panels and with onboard nuclear reactor. So we have a few ways of energy. That is about propulsion. Materials we are going to use. Oh, sorry. Safety. Safety of passengers are very important. Up there, we don't want to be deserted. So we have mechatronic systems for control. So the whole plane is very controllable. And in the capsule, we have all life supplies: water, food, air, electricity, all generated to safely bring passengers in emergency come.
So that's it. Okay. Well, I'd like to continue with the design of our space plane. So we wanted to design a plane that looks familiar to the nature. So that's why our plane got the name Dolphin. Why? Because it has the shape of a dolphin. It is attractive, it is ultra modern, and so it is, and the materials we used composite materials that are very they are like carbon fiber, and they resist they got high resistance for high temperature changes. Because of the flight off, we got first off the troposphere, where we got temperatures about -70 degrees Celsius. But as we go out of the atmosphere, we get
We have to look around, or we can look actually.
you don't have to look back because of the sun, because it's bright. We got a glass that automatically decreases the level of light that comes through. And after all, we wanted to make a plane so that mankind every man should be available to see how the universe looks like. And we wanted to give everyone the chance to enjoy that view.
Camp here is about 10 people, so something that we don't want to take so much people into space, because we're thinking that in the future small groups would like to take such excursions to space.
So that's it.
Yeah. something like that, radars,
Yeah, and
double controls.
and those controls turn on automatically, or it have to be something like synchronized with
They're turned automatically. Actually, they're always working.
Yeah, it's like all synchronized with this main system of energy.
Yes.
It's like real-time measurement.
Just like in modern cars.
Thank you.
Može Skopje da se spremi. Dajte čovjek vodu. Oni su samo držači. Ne prezenti ne. Kažite kad možete. Može? Jel se čujemo? A? Vreme, sad.
Hello, we are Team Orange from Skopje, and we are here today to present to you our design of the future plane. When you gave us the task, we had to think of the fast moving forward technologies today in the world, and we had to put them somehow in our design, because with this technology in the future we'll be setting the standards that other planes will have to follow. So we present to you the Duke, that is our design. When we were designing the Duke, we had to the Duke is a high altitude ultrasonic plane that it will still looks on every airport that it will land. When the future design is also in its shape. To achieve the supersonic speeds, we had to give him the fuselage to be able to pierce through the air. They are very light, yet give very huge strength and high stiffness. That will enable, they have all the needs for ultrasonic speed. As isolation, we are using aerogel isolation. Aerogel is a synthetic material, and it is able to withstand, it has fire protection and very high thermal isolation. That also goes in privilege to our safety design. For the sunroof, we are using plexiglass because it is also durable, lightweight, and it gives and serves the purpose. Now my colleague will continue with the safety of the.
I will continue with the safety in the engine. The engine was really important for our design. We choose turbine jet engine. That's because the two main reasons for the benefits of this plane are you can enjoy your ride, and with this engine we can decrease the level of turbulence. Also, this engine is more safer than the other types of engines we consider implemented in this plane. We implant two jet engines, so if one fails, the other one can still function and can still make the plane can still make the landing with just one engine. The safety reason, we put a really great thinking about this because we wanted this plane to be one of the safest plane. we include the main safety equipment that every plane has, but insert some benefits also. We are putting some parachutes in the plane, so if there is a total failure of the boat engines, personnel has to be trained to make some emergency escape for the whole passengers. Also, we have high frequency sound system that makes the birds fly away when the plane is landing, so they don't get in the engine and make some problems. Other great things about the safety of this plane is that we implemented a system that makes the tank fall if the fuel tank fall if both of the engines collapse. So if there is a crash, there won't be a potential.
It won't burst on fire.
So this is one of the safety measures. You would implement some, if the plane is crashing in the water, the seats will come off and they will float, so you can use them to get to the nearest boat that is also implanted in the plane. So,
Also, if I may add, because the fuselage is made from carbon fiber and we have a isolation aerogel, which is I think 7 times lighter than air. When it falls in the water, it will float for much longer and it will give time enough to come the rescuers and take the passengers out.
This is a special system that decreases the level of turbulence, and that's the secret of our company, so we can't tell you that. Also, the plane is made as light as possible, so it can stay as long as is possible in the air without engines. It will make
To glide in the air.
yes, if it's possible, the landing possible. Also, we would imply a software for autopilot and auto landing that can make the landing safer. And
That's about it.
that's all about our plan. Thank you for your time.
I like your idea for design, but I want to know what you think when this project can be realized.
Well, the technologies for aerogel are here today, but they're pretty advanced. In our class it was not used, it was not mentioned, the money was not a problem. So, I don't know, in a few years, by 2020, it will probably be much cheaper to use aerogel, which is one of our most important things for safety in the plane. And the carbon fiber is here today already. It can
It's also expensive.
Yes. The programming for the autopilots and that it's a pretty high development. That's all. Thank you.
Hello, you. I just wanted to ask about your engines. Wings. As I can see, you have like wings on the other side and engines. Like you have main wings without engines and like secondary wings with engines. Is it like good for aerodynamic or is it bad?
Yes. These are not wings, they are the horizontal stabilizers in the back of the plane. And about the engines, he designed them, he can tell you more.
Yeah.
Our engines. Oh, sorry. Well, the engines, I bet they're pretty safe because even today we can see a lot of planes that have engines on the tail. I have seen them on airports, even on the internet, you can Google that, and that's pretty standard issue.
And when you start it,
Treba vam četvrti da zaliječite to.
Ali ti si držač, a?
Vaši razvao će se to. Bonka rapa. Drugi me razvao. Včera brat zalijepio krilo da djuvana i šmirglano. To kože koje je bilo došlo. Ne mogu ga pogledati.
Ti nikako se ne vidi onda.
Pa to je super, je.
Bitno da žiri.
Ne vidim ja bio. Viće to je stelta ga ono. Hasi. Hasi. Po meni da je ne vidim za ljudsko oko.
Nešto se oba.
Čekajte, ja radim da mi namestimo štopilicu. Može? A?
Yes.
Počeo.
Hi everybody. Okay, before we start, I'd like to ask you a question. What do you call a black pilot? A black pilot. Nobody knows it. A pilot, you racists. My God. Okay. We are a team. No, actually we are not a team. That's our name and motto. Never mind. You don't want to know how we get to that. As you can see, our model is very modern and innovative. The best thing about this plane is that this here, if you can see it, of course, this here is the pilot's cabin. The pilots are actually separated of the travelers. We have Class A and Class B. Class A is first class, Class B is economic, and one tiny space for Arabs. And I know you do know the reason why. Okay. We choose this design because today's pilots are in most of the time in danger because hijackers and terrorists want to destroy planes and
As you see, we use jet engine and rotors. So we use it for that we can fly up from everywhere, and it's used for safety of all passengers in this plane. We can glide with these engines. It's enable low fuel consumption and better performance for that plane.
Okay, so the main concept is safety, as you can see, and we want to travel more and more people to be available to travel. This plane is safe because of the same structure of the rotors and the motors, because this here can actually rotate in every side, and it can land everywhere with his whole business. And also the problem of today's plane that is that we have a bunch of wires and a bunch of crap that we actually don't need in a plane. I'm talking about informatic system because I'm an IT engineer. We actually want to implement this whole system, security system of the plane in a cloud system connected by an internet satellite. That's actually, you need just a monitor and a touchscreen monitor or a monitor with a mouse and a keyboard, it doesn't matter. And you have everything there. Your data, your machine is there with you in this plane. What can you... Okay, that's about it.
Yep.
Okay.
I can see any line on the paper, I'm sorry. But tell me, why should my company buy it?
Because we think our plane is the safest concept, just because of this part here. The pilots are here. No, travelers cannot come to the pilots. I mean, nobody can go there. They are alone here. They can do everything there and everything.
What if pilot?
And that's our navigation system and takes over the cloud system that I was talking about.
So you will have something like autopilot?
Of course, the whole system.
Thank you.
Kako sam se nadao?
Rane ću, mjesto će
Ništa ljudi, će biti sandvič.
Na takmičenja Slobodana Radonjića da izađe kako bismo nagradili učesnike. Naglasila bih da su prilikom ocenjivanja vaših radova i ideje uzeti u obzir brojni parametri, poput zadatih propozicija od strane predstavnika kompanije Philip Morris, elemenata pravilnika o evropskom bestinženjerskom takmičenju, kao i međusobne ocene koje su ekipe međusobno podelile jedne drugima. Tako da je nagrada za iskazanu kreativnost na osnovu mišljenja predstavnika kompanije Philip Morris, kao i nagrada glasova publike, zasluženo pripala ekipi iz Podgorice i pozivamo članove da dođu da prime zakon.